Hey Crusaders, I'm Julius.
And I'm AJ.
And today we're going to be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 2, give our review, our honest opinions on it. So AJ, what do you think?
All right, well, I think it's good to start out by saying we are a divided nation as Spider-Man fans and just as movie watchers, because specifically on the Spider-Man subreddit, I've read articles on, 10 reasons why this is the best Spider-Man movie ever made, and, I'll scroll down and it'll be like, why this movie sucked. And so, we are a divided nation. I think for everything that I loved about this movie, and there were some things, there were just as many things I absolutely hated. And so, if I had to, just right off the bat, I did not like this movie. Julius, your initial thoughts before we talk about... You liked it? Okay.
Yes, I liked it. Not great. I'd say I generally liked it. I'd say, the interesting thing, and this is the best thing about movies and all entertainment, is that if we listed off the positives and negatives of the movie, I'm sure that we have the same positives and the same negatives generally.
Yeah, I bet.
But the things that I liked, and the things that you like or
probably
disliked,
outweighed.
Yes, they outweigh. They mean different things to us, and that's the best thing about it.
It is, and that definitely, I agree.
Yeah. So what do you think? What are the glaring negatives of the movie to you?
Glaring negatives? I'll focus on the positives right now.
Okay.
I really, in the first Amazing Spider-Man, I really wanted more Aunt May. I think she's such an important part of Spider-Man and Peter Parker's mythos, and so I really wanted more Aunt May, and I felt like she was really underutilized in the first film. And so to see, the conversations between her and Peter, I really liked that.
Yeah.
In fact, I would have even wanted more of that.
That was the best acted scene in the movie in a while. I've seen a superhero movie.
Yeah, I agree. And when they're talking about, I wish my parents were here, I wish Uncle Ben was here, and she's like, well, I'm here, and it's just I would say the interactions between them were really good, and so I would say that was good. If you compartmentalize the movie, I would say for me, the movie as a whole was not good. But if I take out individual parts, they were phenomenal. I loved that. I liked the climax of the movie. I thought the way that was filmed. I'm talking about spoilers. But we didn't say that to begin with. If you have not seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, do not watch this video. Just saying, you've had your warning. We're talking about spoilers now. I would say Gwen's death.
Yeah. I
thought that was filmed so great. Just the way it was filmed, the way that, the webbing goes out, and it's like a hand. I liked that. I thought that was good. And I liked how, he was so close to saving her. And I would liked that when her head snapped back, it looked... I've seen it several times, and she hits the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I saw an interview with Mark Webb, and he's like, before we had it when she snapped her back, her head didn't hit, and the audiences didn't respond to it. They thought, oh, she's still alive, but then they showed the concrete, and then everyone's like, yeah, she's dead.
Yeah, and I gotta say, that was good.
Yeah.
And then I would say everything else just kind of felt not so great.
What about the interactions between Gwen and Peter? Did you like that?
I liked it in the beginning, and then I was like, okay, guys, I'm kind of getting sick of this. Either date or don't date. None of this back and forth crap. All right, and so, and that's the thing. I like Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. I like their interactions. Yeah. But I just felt like the way the plot was flowing, it didn't make a whole lot of sense for them to constantly be doing this over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's... what would you... So when we saw the movie, I saw it with Trevor and my little brother, and when Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin, started talking, when he came into the office of the executive, and he starts talking... they started laughing because they thought, the acting was so bad or something. You thought they were delivered wrong, and I didn't pick up on it. But, some people thought, he delivered his lines weird. But then I see the reviews of it, and then people are they're praising DeHaan's performance, saying he's one of the best parts of this movie.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
When I first, saw him in the trailers, I was very unimpressed. And then I saw Chronicle, and I was like, this kid can act.
Yeah.
He's great. And that's another thing. is just, I kind of want to, like, you know, stay on topic, but, you know, I felt like Green Goblin's character was very underutilized. In fact, I think even Electro's character was underutilized. Jamie Foxx is a phenomenal actor. He's so great. You could have done so much with it. And I felt like it was not so deep. The depth of his character wasn't that great. He just wants attention. Okay, we get that. He gets screwed over. Okay, we get that. And then...
Why does he hate Spider-Man? Why is he the number one thing that he goes and kills?
Yeah, and then the final fight, someone was saying, you know, this movie, Spider-Man's never looked better. And I gotta say, when he's swinging, it looks awesome. It looks really cool. I would say better than any of the Raimi movies. Just the way when he's swinging, it looks really good. But the final battle, I did not like. Visually, it was good. But the battle, I felt like, you know, it wasn't that great. There wasn't that much, like, you know, what's gonna happen, all this stuff. I felt like I had actually seen the fight scene before. Okay, there's an overpowered supervillain who's going to be able to defeat the superhero.
But there's one glaring weakness that he has to exploit.
And his girlfriend gets to help him, and together Tony Stark... Wait, no. Oh, wait, this is the same fight scene as Iron Man, where they, you know, push the button now! Oh, gosh, it was verbatim the same fight scene, where it's like, okay, now, my girlfriend helped me. I didn't like that. I liked that they worked together, but it felt like I had seen this before, and then it wasn't even that entertaining because there was no emotional depth.
Yeah. The thing with me is, I'd say the two biggest negatives are Jamie Foxx's Electro could have been, I think, and Rhino. Let's not forget, Rhino was, what the hell was that?
You didn't get like Rhino at all?
Well, here's the thing: so let's take Electro out.
Okay, talk about Electro.
Yeah, we could take Electro out of the movie, fill some his space, dead time with maybe developing the Rhino character more. So I'd say you throw him out, maybe put some more development with Rhino or put some his history or something with him. But
yeah,
the one thing I loved is the end scene, after, Gwen's death. And I'm going to put myself out there. After Gwen's death, I got choked up.
Same.
But it was, I didn't, there was no tears until the end, after he comes out, and there's that kid who runs on out there, and he's, standing in front of Rhino. That was a perfectly shot scene. And that's, that's the whole reason I love superhero movies, is, when you're a kid, it's like, oh, I want to be him. And you see that kid, it's like, oh, that's me when I was a kid. And I got teary-eyed.
That was great. I think just the structure of the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely the structure.
It's the pacing, where things were rushed. It's a long movie. It's over 2 hours. But I still felt like subplots were rushed, and then there was no real depth. I think, and I gotta say, I think The Dark Knight did this very well. It had more than one supervillain. A lot of people were like, too many villains. You can have more than one villain and still have the same amount of depth. It's just each villain has to serve a purpose.
Look at every Dark Knight movie. Batman Begins, Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then even,
Talia al Ghul and Bane. There's more than one villain in each movie. But here's the thing. They have to serve a purpose. And I think the only purpose that Electro served was...
to sell toys. Yeah.
And then Goblin's purpose, the only purpose he had was to just kill Gwen. What if they did that in Dark Knight Rises? So you got, or Dark Knight, excuse me. You have the whole movie about Joker, just the whole thing. And then at the very end, all of a sudden Harvey Dent comes out and he's Two-Face and then just kills, the Gimmish.
There's no reason why he hates Spider-Man, because so he gets this cure and then he somehow crawls spectacularly onto the glider. He then learns how to ride the glider like a master in probably 5 minutes. Why is the first thing he goes and tries to do find and kill Spider-Man?
I don't know. And I don't mean to be ripping this movie a new one. I want to watch it again, but I feel like a lot of people that I talk to, I'm like, did you see it? What'd you think? And they're like, it was perfect. I'm like, guys, I'm not a critic, but only like 53% of critics liked the movie. So, and I've heard people say, well, what do they know? I'm like, well, they get paid to do this, so I would assume a little more than you. But, as a Spider-Man fan who, I love Electro, I love Green Goblin, I love, everything Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're the Spider-Man nut.
Yes, and I felt like there was so much more that could have happened in this movie. I felt like the whole Norman Osborn thing was silly. Because, then there was, nothing afterwards. There was supposed to be an after-credits scene where Norman Osborn's head was in this container.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Fierce was he, says something to him. I didn't like how a lot of the things that were in the trailer were not in the movie. They did that with the first...
marketing.
Did that with the first Amazing Spider-Man?
There has to be a point where they, the whole sequence where it's like, he's, you see in the trailer, it's like, oh, we've been, my dad's been tracking you. And it's like, wait, that's a major plot point.
That is a major plot point.
And it's not in the movie.
You would think that they would know this because they're only releasing the movie several months after these trailers.
Yeah.
You would think that they have that. I didn't like how they took the Venom symbiote out. I didn't like, that there were Easter eggs in the trailer that were not in the movie. And so it's like, well, are they going to do that? Are they going to talk about Morbius? Are they going to be talking about this stuff? I don't know. And so I feel like, I don't know. I really anticipated a lot for this movie. I really wanted it to be the best summer movie.
Yeah.
But I gotta give it to another movie, and I think that really disappoints me because of how much I love Spider-Man. But I would say so far I'm not really all that happy about the way that this Spider Universe is going.
Yeah, I'd give it a bit more positive. I like the relationships between Gwen and Peter. I like the tone in the beginning of the movie with him, at least trying to crack wise, make jokes or something. They weren't funny.
No, and that's the thing. I heard somewhere, and I don't know where I saw this, but they had a group of comedians sitting down in a circle writing one-liners, and he didn't have that many. It was just called Electro Sparkles, and okay. Yeah. They paid comedians to sit down for hours on end in a room by themselves in a circle, just writing that.
Yeah. I like the movie. There's good stuff about it.
There are good stuff about it.
It's just some tonal issues and some pacing, but overall, my final grade, I'd give it a 7.
You give it a 7?
Yes. You?
I'm in a mood right now, and I bet you that if I go and I watch it again, or if it's on a really sunny day... I've seen it twice. Yeah, I've seen it twice, too. And... I've seen it twice in theaters, and then I've seen some camera just because I wanted to go back and watch them again. But I gotta say, I don't know. Today's not a good day for Amazing Spider-Man 2 in my book, and I would probably go maybe 5.3. Okay. I really was disappointed. This really crushed my dreams.
All right. So if you guys have a different opinion or agree with us. Or disagree.
Sure. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree, and that's perfectly fine. Because I'm harsh on this movie, and I completely understand when people go, I disagree with that. Yeah. So
go ahead,
let us know what you think.
Yeah, so put it in the comment section, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys.
Stay ace.